Hi, Laura here at Vie Childfree, reporting back on the May on the Ground question. Well, the May on the Ground question was, how does a kids come first orientation play out in public, work, or in other areas of our lives? First, thanks to all who wrote in here, as well as on child-free discussion forums out there. Responses really fell into three general areas. The first really has to do with how we're expected to accommodate kids in all public places. Let's start with public transportation. I got lots of stories having to do with bus rides. How it used to be that kids would give up their seats for the elderly, but how these days we're supposed to give up our seats for the kids. And we're also supposed to accommodate all the accoutrement that goes along with kids, from huge strollers and the like. Also got stories about elevator incidents where people will let the kids get on the elevator first, then the elderly, often putting the elderly in really uncomfortable positions on the elevators. And also in restaurants, how it seems to be okay that parents can bring pieces of their homes to where they're dining out. One of the most amazing stories was from a woman who wrote in and said that the parents actually brought in the kids' porta potty to the restaurant. And of course, in all these kinds of public places, how we're supposed to just deal with the noise and distraction that kids can often make, and how it's so taboo to actually say something about that noise or distraction, like somehow if we do, we're automatically child haters or something. Now, many of you also wrote in about how the kids come first thing plays out in the workplace. Now, at work, there seems to be an attitude that kids are kind of a communal responsibility. Like the parents, they get to take more time off to take their kids to the doctor. They go to the doctor when they're pregnant. They can come in late. Maybe they have more flexible work schedules. They can go to kids' events, etc. Now, what are the non-parents supposed to do? Pick up their slack. We often pick up a lot of slack when they take a lot of time off for things like parental leave. Do the people without children get comparable kind of leave? Not likely. Now, one woman wrote in, she's an HR professional, human resources professional, and she said that, quote, single and married child-free employees will always pay higher premiums because they're supporting the coverage needs of parents and kids. So where else does this kids come first really play out? How kids are parented. Now, one woman wrote in, she got to the heart of the matter when she spoke to a gentleman named Joseph Epstein, who's a contributor to the Weekly Standard. And he speaks to something he refers to as kindergarten. Like how, unlike in generations past, today's parents seem to just be indentured servants to their children. And the kids come so first that he, quote, says, that no effort on behalf of kids is too extensive, no expense too great, no sacrifice in time or energy is too exacting. But also, according to Epstein and experts out there, this kind of parental approach can result in self-entitled kids. Now, it can also result in retired parents with little or no savings. Why? Because the parents spend too much money on their kids to the detriment of their savings. Why would they do this? In addition to, of course, that the kids always come first. Because their kids are going to be there for them when they're old, right? So really, young or old, what this kid comes first thing really boils down to is a pronatal attitude that we're all supposed to cater to the needs and wants of kids. Now, I personally want to live to see the day when, as a society, instead we have the attitude that everyone, no matter what age, is just as important as another. Will we get there? Well, all I can say is pronatalism seriously needs to be challenged if we are. Okay, June. On to the June on the ground question. This month I want to talk a little bit more about child-free people we admire. It can be someone you know personally, it can be a public figure, it can be someone who's no longer alive perhaps, anyone. So the June question is, what child-free person do you admire most and why? So click this question on the On the Ground section to your right. Write as much as you'd like, and always I'll track responses in the coming month and then report back. All right, see you then.